Hi, Jody Hardesty with Empowered Heart Connections. Many people wonder how to navigate what their partner's intentions are when they're newly dating or beginning a relationship. And there are many tools that you can use to assess kind of what indications they're giving you about what intentions they have, for one. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about some cues to watch for, some things to be on alert for, and also some ways to directly ask your future partner what their intentions are in hopes to getting the most honest answer. So first off, when we're talking to our partner, our future partner, or the person you're newly in a relationship with, it's important to observe consistency, right? So if they are saying one thing and doing another thing, if their behavior is different than what they seem to be implying, these can be really good clues that perhaps their intentions aren't maybe as clear, or maybe they have mixed emotions about what their intentions are. So frequent excuses or patterns of broken promises, those are some red flags to watch out for, that perhaps this person, even if they do have good intentions, is maybe not a match for you. Also, does their behavior again match what they say? So are they saying, hey, yeah, I really want a long-term relationship, and yet they're, maybe got a lot of other people they're dating on their phone that you happen to notice, that obviously there's some inconsistencies there you want to really pay attention to. Also, their communication style. Are they honest? Are they open? Are they respectful when they're communicating with you? And if you are having conversations with them and they are maybe avoiding certain topics or avoiding meaningful conversations, especially around discussing future goals, that again can be a pretty good indication that perhaps their intentions aren't really very clear, or maybe aren't the same as what your intentions are. Also, gauging their interest in getting to know you. Are they actually curious and genuinely trying to understand who you are? Are they really listening to what you have to say? And what your goals are, what your passions are? Or are they maybe watching the football game when you go out on a date at the local sports bar? Or are they kind of texting on their phone while you're talking? Or do they not remember anything that you say and keep asking the same questions over and over again? Those are all good indications that, again, whether their intentions are to develop a relationship with you or not, you may not want to have a relationship with them. So sometimes evaluating this process can help you assess whether or not their intentions are really relevant, and whether or not it's really just about you determining, hey, is this person worth my time or not? So some other red flags to notice is, are they primarily focused on physical attention or surface level topics? Like, they're not able to go into deep conversations, and they're just maybe commenting on your looks a lot, or trying to be more physically affectionate than maybe you're ready for right away. Those are good clues that their intentions are probably maybe not the same as yours are. Also, assessing how they handle boundaries. So when you are setting boundaries with these people, it's important to be really clear and direct with them, but also observing what their willingness is to honor and understand and appreciate those boundaries when you set them. So when you say, hey, I'm not ready to have physical affection yet, I want to wait, and they keep persisting and pressuring you and maybe giving you guilt trips about it, that's a really good indication that their intentions are not really so good for you. And also, when they are pressuring you to commit maybe sooner than you are willing to commit, that also could be a red flag. If they're kind of like, you're on third date and they're like, so let's lock this down, that you might want to assess if that's really what you're looking for. Particularly if it seems like they are pressuring you more to be physically connecting. That's a good clue that they might be looking for getting more physical affection, physical intimacy, rather than really having an emotional long-term relationship. Also, evaluating their efforts to have actions and time and investment in you. So what is their consistent effort in engaging in a relationship with you? Are they continually planning to, are they reaching out to you to schedule dates? Are they maybe reaching out to you through text or through email or whatever communication method you're using? Are they continuing to be consistent when it comes to that desire to connect and be moving the relationship along? Or are they kind of hard to get hold of? They're maybe kind of vacant and you're having a hard time connecting with them. Those are really red flags. When that hot cold behavior, or they're just minimally interested, that's a good clue that they're not interested enough in whatever the commitment is that you're looking for. So really, if you are looking for a long-term relationship and they're hot and cold, that's a good clue to kind of rule them out. Also noticing what their long-term visions are. So if they're able to talk to you about what their long-term goals are, and if those long-term goals are, hey, I want to travel the world by myself, or I want to move to another state that you're not living in, that's a really good clue that their intentions are probably not to be in a relationship with you long-term. So hesitation or vagueness about the future, especially when you've discussed your intentions and you're clear that, hey, maybe I want to stay in the state, or here's what my goals are as far as a relationship goes, that's a really good indication that they are not really on the same page with you when it comes to those long-term goals and expectations. Also, evaluating how they treat others is a good way to kind of assess what their behaviors are in general. And again, if their intentions, whether or not they want to stay with you or not, are really something that you're concerned about more than how they're treating people. So are they being kind and respectful to other people, especially like when you go out to a restaurant? Are they treating the staff kindly, or are they being demanding? Those are good clues about how their real personality may be, especially if they are maybe putting on kind of a show in the very beginning of the relationship. Disrespect or lack of empathy in their interactions with others as well are those red flags that you want to really watch out for and are showing who they really are. Paying attention to how conflict is managed is also a good way to evaluate what their intentions are. If they are just disregarding if you have a concern, or if they're ignoring you if you have a concern or issue, or if they are cutting you off whenever you're needing something, if they're cutting off maybe, again, even people around them when you're interacting with other people. Are they being aggressive? Are they interacting in an appropriate way when things come up? Are they actually able to discuss things calmly, or do they have a desire to resolve disagreements? So if they are avoiding conversations around any conflict, or blame shifting, or explosively reacting to any conflicts, those again are some red flags that, regardless of their intentions, they are not really for you. Also asking direct questions when appropriate. So this is really, I think, more of a easy thing to do than people think it is. There are those people out there that are chameleons and can really deceive you, and that's true, but I think the majority of people out there are really, especially with the options that we have with dating now, people are generally more often going to tell you what they really want. So being clear and then accepting the answer. So asking really clearly, what is it that you're looking for in a relationship, and are you looking for a long-term commitment? What does that mean to you, and how does that look in your future? Really exploring those questions really openly and honestly from the very beginning. That can save you some time and really get some clarity about what those intentions are. What I see often happening is that sometimes when someone tells you that they're not really ready for a relationship and you really want a relationship, sometimes it's easy for us to overlook it. It's like, they said they don't want a relationship, but I'll win them over, or they'll find out how much fun we have together, and things will change. So really, whenever you do ask them those questions in a respectful way, hey, what are you looking for? What is it that you're hoping to have in your future? And when you're sharing your intentions as well, and they tell you, hey, what I want is, a fling, believe them. Let them move on. If that's not what you're looking for, let them move on. If they are telling you what they really want is not what you want. So trust that you'll find someone else that is willing and able and wanting to be in a relationship with you, but really allowing them, if they do answer you in a way that you don't want, as far as your matching intentions, then be comfortable saying, okay, have a nice day. Thank you for letting me know. And again, if they're vague, if you ask them questions, if you're saying to them, hey, I really want a long-term relationship, and I would like, to get to know you, and really I'm looking for marriage, or whatever it is you're looking for. And they say, yeah, I want something like that. You want to get some clarity. So making sure that you are clarifying without judgment what they're looking for. Because again, you want honesty. So if you're kind of telling them like, oh, really, you just want to, have a fling, right? They may be less honest with you. So being really empathetic to what they're looking for as well, again, so you can get clear information. And then last but not least, absolutely trust your instincts, because most of us have really good instincts about what kind of sense we can get about someone else. So if there are a lot of things that are inconsistent and these questions that you're asking them, or you're getting vague or really unclear answers, or even direct answers that you don't really like, really trust that your instincts that are telling you. Most of us have this a really good inclination that, hey, I'm sensing that something's not right here, or I'm sensing that this relationship isn't really going to be what's best for me. So honoring that, if you're feeling really uncomfortable and the person is triggering red flags in you, that's a really good indication that their intentions are not a match for yours. So making sure, again, that you're paying attention to those subtle cues too, that you are really sensing. Is that if your stomach's going, yeah, I don't feel so great around this person, that's a good clue to trust that and go with that. Thank you so much for watching. I know that it can be tricky understanding people's intentions, but I find that if you do pay attention to these cues and are really clear with what you want and ask your own questions in a clear and direct way, it can be much easier to figure out where they're coming from and where they want to go and to rule them in or out. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this has been helpful. And again, if you like this video, please like and subscribe and maybe share it with your friends. Thank you.